guys, this is Tanishqa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Just in case you're new here, well, little do you know, I have a podcast on YouTube and on Spotify called as Let's Peep In. Topic to today's video will be the mechanism of comfort zone part 2. So let's get started with today's video. So if you haven't watched my last video, make sure you go check it out. The link will be in the description box. Like I said in my last video, I made an equation called as procrastination equals comfort zone equals goals. Now what that is that I'll be explaining in today's video. So without further ado, let's peep in. So you guys need to know that the first thing we consider is the comfort zone affecting our procrastination. Now how that is imagine you have some tasks to do, and let's just say you wake up in the morning and you decide I'll do this task the entire day. But in the morning you just say I have a whole day left, why would I do this? And you just say that I'll do it in the afternoon after lunch. And when it's actually lunchtime, you have it and you get bloated and you're like, I am tired and kind of want to sleep in, and you decide to do it in the evening. And when the evening comes, you don't do it at all and you just say I'll do it at night. But as you guys guessed it already, at night also you don't do it, and it's already 10 p.m. and deadline is almost minutes or hours away, and you end up doing nothing at all or just a little bit of work. Now this is how your comfort zone affects your procrastination. How will you guys overcome this situation of doing the things later and later and later again? Now I want you guys to think about your near future and the regret situation. Now what that is actually, you have to think after 1 hour, by dodging this task, will I regret it or will I be happy about this decision? Now I'll give you guys an example by explaining the second point as well, that is how procrastination affects your. Now how to get out of your comfort zone, I explained that in my very first video. Now make sure you go check it out to understand this video more clearly. Now talking about the example I was telling you guys about, is you decide one thing to do but you end up dodging the task and not do it at all. Or how to avoid that is by actually thinking about regret and near future. Now how that actually works, I'd like to give an example. Now let's just say you have a class to go to and you decide to not go because you're procrastinated or you just don't want to go to that class at all. Now what will happen is, after an hour or two, your friends will come out of the class and say like, dude, you know, teacher told me this topic, teacher explained the notes and stuff like that. But will you regret it or will you be happy about the decision or that you did not go to class? Because after certain period of time, the regret steps in of not doing a particular task because you know the results were something different than you expected them to be. Now by ending the sentence, I completed my first topic, that is comfort zone affects procrastination, by explaining the second point, whose title is how procrastination affects our goals, is by, let's just take the same example as well. For example, if you go to class and sit in class, like you push your boundaries, and when you push your boundaries and you go actually out of your comfort zone, and we are talking about class here, right? But you don't actually pay attention to what teacher is teaching, or let's just say what your boss is telling to you. So what did you push your limits for? That doesn't make any sense, right? Like the teacher told you something and you did not pay attention at all, then why were you pushing your limits? Like if you did not get anything out of the class by not paying attention, then why did you push your boundaries at all? In this scenario, you have to understand that instead, if you did not go to class, that would have been better instead of you going to class and not paying attention at all. This is how I wanted to explain to you guys about how procrastination affects comfort zones. So like I told you guys, in this scenario, what actually happened was you went to class and you did not pay attention. So instead, you could have not gone to this class as well. It would literally not have affected you in any ways, because the result in the end would be same, that you get nothing out of it, and the productivity level of yours will be in the end 0, which we are not aiming or trying to do at all. Usually in situations like this, when we have a little loopholes or when we have little breakdowns, the factors like stress and denial step in and bring the king of regret to us. I'd like to end the second topic of how procrastination affects your goals by just saying that you have either two choices, either to do something or to not do something. The third point is how your goals affect your comfort zone. Now in this, all you have to know or all you have to follow is one tagline, that is, if not you, then who will? Like, I want you guys to imagine a scenario of two trees. Like, in one you do something and in one you don't. Like, when you do something you stay productive, and when you don't do something you don't stay productive at all. In this case you get something as a fruit or something as a result, and in the other case you get nothing. So it is totally in your hands to either do something or either to not do something by following a tagline, if you want, then who will? So like I told in previous examples, if you go to a class, you'll get something out of it if you only and only you pay attention. And on the same hand, if you go to class and not pay attention at all, you'll just get nothing out of it. So either you could do this or that. The choice is again yours. So all you need to remember is to keep pushing your boundaries. You have to keep the factor of regret in your mind, because after a day or two, or let's just say after 6 months, will you regret what you did today, or will you be happy about the decision of what you did today? So I want you guys to sit alone and think about all of these things I told you. And if some of the concepts were misunderstood, I recommend you guys to watch this video again. And if you find this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends. Until then, I'll see you next time. See ya. Bye.